I want to dive into a little bit more about the actual golf.
Alrighty.
What have you found the hardest so far about playing golf?
It's just so random. I feel like it's just so random. Playing on
I almost
grass.
don't think that ever changes.
It doesn't.
I
Does
just
it?
Certainly
look at
playing on-
myself and I'm like, how did you do that? That's almost impressive how bad that was.
We talked about it before, like the golf course is always different. Your ball's going to always finish in a different location. The wind's going to be different. Like there's dead windy out there today. It's going to be raining. It's going to be a slope. You know, whatever. Every time you go out and play a golf course, it feels different.
Yeah.
The challenge then you'll have as well, just as you as quite a new golfer, is that your swing will vary slightly all the time. You know, even good players, like my swing varies too often, if I'm honest with you. Guys nodding in agreement. But that I think that's one of the biggest, you know, advantages of golf, that you can't master it. You can't ever get perfect at it, and you keep kind of driving towards it. So the random aspect of it is you find the most difficult at the moment.
Yeah. I also think, you know, if you start to understand that being bad is good, it changes your perspective. I think I told you as well, I watched Seve, the movie, and when my ball ends up in the most random of places, I don't think, oh, this is the worst shot. I think, okay, this is my chance to do something really creative like Seve. I can think like Seve. How am I going to get under this tree? How am I going to, you know, do these really interesting shots, which, you know, could happen again. But once you start practicing them, it actually makes you a better golfer because you're thinking differently.
All standout shots have come after a bad shot. So if you look at even all the best players on the tour,
Tiger's chip in at Augusta.
Yeah.
That was a missed green. It was a terrible miss left. He holed arguably the most famous chip shot ever.
like a lot of amazing golf shots are always coming after what has been perceived as a terrible golf shot.
True.
See,
Because
there
they're
you
out.
go.
So like that is a great opportunity to like excel. And like I say, the best players in the world do excel at those opportunities. What part of golf, you know, if you could actually categorize and break it down, driving, irons, pitching, putting, whatever, which of those bits have you found the hardest, and which also have you found the easiest to kind of get good at?
I initially thought my driving was going to be the hardest, and I think it was because the club just didn't really suit me. So I always avoided it. Actually, I now have new clubs and I love them.
You've got good clubs. You've got very good clubs.
The advantage of being on Instagram, right? Hey?
But they're
Brands are chucking clubs at her.
But they're classed as men's clubs. So they're regular flex with, I don't know, they're called men's heads, so I don't know what they're called.
Well, they simply have the same head. The head weight might differ depending on what shaft you've got in. But you hit that drive on holes 16 today, and the speed, I don't know, obviously we didn't have GC quite up there. The ball speed on that was motoring, wasn't it? 'Cause
You
it went a
absolutely
long way.
tonked it. That was easy. That was comfortably over 200 yards.
Yeah.
I
Your
feel like I've
putting
got
was
so
good.
much more power inside me, though.
You're
I
a
like
lot more.
putting.
Your putting is really, your putting, I know we didn't see that many shots in the grand scheme of things, but your long range putting and your short put, you hold a good few good 3-footers, which
You
can
didn't
easily be missed.
You didn't hit a putt.
No, yeah.
You
Very
hit your
centre
putts
strike.
well. It was just the gauge of speed and slope, which will come in time. A couple of dodgy shots, yeah, expectedly, but then a couple of really nice shots. So I'm excited for people to see the video. Definitely, I think people will be. You don't swing it like a beginner golfer, and that's because you've had a lot of coaching, right?
Yep. Although, albeit, all coaching is through my phone.
Yeah, you have online coaching, right?
Yes, exactly.
How come you went for that option?
So, funnily enough, I started training over lockdown, which doesn't really give you much choice. So, I started it in March. Sorry, my coach is based out in Malaysia, and I use Skillist app, which most people have heard about, I think, now.
Yeah, Skillist is an app where you can download. You can pick a pro. There's loads of pros around the world. They all charge different rates depending on how busy they are, their expertise. You can then pick a coach tailored to you. You send them your swing. They'll analyze it, send it you back. It costs, but it's a way of being able to get professional help while you are in lockdown, or you can't get to a driving range, or you can't get to a pro in person. Do you think you'll continue that now, even though you can go and see a pro in real life?
I don't know. I think I need to find someone I really bond with. And I always say this to beginners. It doesn't matter if you feel like you don't connect with the first pro you play with. And do you know what it is? It's on Skillist. What's good is I could try 5 pros and then I could pick one. I don't feel like an obligation to stick with one. Whereas I think if you were to go to the range, you had a pro, it almost feels like you couldn't try another pro.
You almost couldn't go to that driving range again.
Exactly.
And use another pro. I saw it when I was at Trafford. There was like 5 or 6 pros. If one of my clients went and saw someone else, I'd be like,
That
what
was
are you doing?
major beef.
Oh yeah. I would think they had poached my client,
Yeah.
as opposed to that client having a free choice, believe it or not, to go and see someone else, which I didn't,
But
didn't happen to me very often.
I
luckily.
just believe that, you will get on better with a separate coach. If you say both of you had a tutie that didn't work for either of you, and you switched them and actually they were much better, why would you not want to have someone who connects and you can actually make them improve and help them and support them? Like, I just don't think you have to stick to the first pro that you play with. It's good to try a few and see what works best if it's going to work on both sides.